Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's Quentin here and welcome to tutorial number 5. And in this tutorial, I want to talk to you guys about the where clause in MySQL. So yeah, the where clause is actually a really powerful clause because it allows us to have a lot more control over the data that we're going to be receiving from our database. So yeah, we're able to add in some maths functions and comparisons and things like that. It's really awesome. But before we get started with the where clause, I just want to send a shout out to my sponsors at Dev Mountain. And I know for a lot of you guys, if you're learning how to code at home through YouTube, sometimes it can be quite a time-consuming process and sometimes it can be quite a difficult process. So if you guys are wanting to become a web developer, an iOS developer, or a UX designer, you might want to just check out Dev Mountain's website. The link is in the video description below, and they'll teach you everything you need to know to get a career within this field within 12 weeks. So yeah, I know some of you guys might be a little bit eager to get a job as a developer, and yeah, if you are, then it's probably worth checking out their website. But now let's move on to the where clause in SQL. So yeah, some of you guys have probably already seen this, especially over the last 4 videos. I know it has popped up quite a bit, but anytime you click on one of these tables and then click on this SQL tab, the query field kind of gets filled, automatically filled with this variable, or this query, right? This pre-written query, which says select star from blank where 1. So you've probably seen this where clause a couple of times and been wondering, what the heck is this where clause and what does it do? Well, let me show you, right? So let's add in a table name over here. So let's use products for this tutorial. And yeah, basically this query is going to select everything from products where 1. And in this case, the where clause doesn't really do much. So where 1 is kind of the same as having select star from products, right? Where 1 is just going to say select star from products where there is something there, where it exists, right? So if I run this query, it's pretty much the same as running it without the where 1 clause. But there are a lot of people who consider it best practice to kind of always end your query with a where 1, because if you are going to be adding more comparisons or more logic to your query later on, and these are things that I haven't even shown you yet, so you don't know those things that I'm even talking about right now. But yeah, if you're going to add extra arguments to the end of this, then having a where 1 clause there is just helpful. But because, you know, you're not doing that yet, we won't worry about that yet. So now let's take a look at this database. And as you guys can see, there is a column for product ID, product name, description, product image, stock, and product price. And I just wanted to kind of point that out to you because let's say I was a shop owner, and yeah, as a shop owner, it's probably a good idea to keep track of how many products I have in stock. And if I have less than 10 products in stock, I should order more stock, right? Because you don't want to run out of stock, and then when customers come to your shop, you don't have something in stock. It's really kind of embarrassing, right? So let's go over to my SQL table over here, well, my SQL tab over here, and let's run a query. So oopsie, wow, I had that copied and pasted already. Never mind. Okay, so let me just ignore that I wrote that. Let's build this query up from the beginning. So let's select something from our table. So I'm going to select the product name and the product in stock. So let's add those 2 fields here. Product name and how many products are in stock from this table, the products table. So from products, okay, where something, right? So in this case, I don't want to use a where 1 clause because a where 1 clause isn't really going to help us very much. What I'm interested in knowing is how many of the products stock is less than 10. So that is actually an argument that I can place in here. So I'm going to say where product underscore stock. So I'm basically just grabbing this value and placing it here. is less than or equal to 10. And there are a bunch of different mathematical operators I could use here. So in this case, I want to use less than or equal to, but there is also a greater than or equal to operator. There is also just equal to. So this will show me exactly how many products are have 10 in stock, but I want less than or equal to. There is also not equal to, which could be written this way or this way, depending on what version of SQL you are using. So you might want to just double check that. But in this case, I am going to say less than or equal to 10. And this should return the name of the product and how many products we have in stock that are less than or equal to 10. So let's take a look. And as you can see, we have some product names and some products in stock. And our red lightsaber is looking pretty low. The bad guys are not going to be happy about that, right? So better order some of those. Let's take a look at some other really useful queries that we could run. And in fact, I want to browse my database and just search for something here. So let's just say nobody was buying anything from my shop and I wanted to know why. And somebody told me, hey, look, your prices are too high. Well, then I could run a query. So let's get the product name and how many or what the price of that product is. So what was that value? Product price. And let's search for any product price that is greater than or equal to, let's say 200, right? So anything that's greater than or equal to $200, let's find out how many expensive products I have in my store. Let's go. And yeah, the Canon 600D, that seems to be quite pricey. It's 350 euros. Wow, lightsabers are quite expensive. And yeah, I don't know, maybe I can bring some of these prices down, but I'm really not the shopkeeper. I'm just the guy who runs the queries. So I'm going to leave that to somebody else. Another case where this could be really, really useful is if I took a look at our users table and ran a query here. We can look for a very specific user. So if I type select and then I want to get the first and the last name of users within my table, let's select the first name and also the last underscore name of any user that is in my users table. So from users where, and now I can be really specific and search for someone's ID. So I'm going to search for an ID over here and make sure that's small letters, where ID is equal to a certain value. And somebody told me that user ID 14 is pretty interesting. So I'm just going to search for anybody who has the user ID of 14 and click go. And it turns out that that guy is Luke Skywalker, right? So that is another case of where using a where clause is quite interesting. So now that I've shown you guys how to use the where clause and given you guys a few scenarios where that might be useful, I hope that you guys will practice this a little bit and come up with a bunch of cool queries. And yeah, that is all I have for you in this video. So before I end off the video, let me just send a shout out to these guys. And these guys are my patrons who contribute $5 or more every month. And that goes a long way to helping me make more videos for you guys more often. So if you like the content I create and you want to help me make more of it, then consider becoming a patron. And yeah, that is all I have for you in this video. So don't forget to subscribe. Please feel free to leave a comment, like, and share this video because that's really going to help my channel grow. And of course, follow me on social media because I think I'm a nice guy sometimes.